The rain fell softly over the quiet streets of Rosewood that evening. The sky was painted in shades of gray, and the scent of wet earth lingered in the air. Inside a small coffee shop, by the corner window, Maya sat quietly, her eyes lost in the blurred reflection of city lights. It had been 3 years since she last saw Elena. Maya's fingers traced the rim of her coffee cup, remembering the way Elena used to laugh, a sound that could fill an empty room with warmth. They had met in this very cafe during college. Maya had been sketching by the window, headphones on, when a girl with curly hair and a bright smile accidentally spilled her latte all over the table. "I'm so sorry," Elena had exclaimed, a mix of panic and laughter in her voice. Maya had just smiled back. "It's okay. Maybe it's destiny's way of introducing us." From that small, clumsy accident, a love began that neither of them had expected, quiet, shy, yet filled with an unspoken depth that resonated between them. They would spend countless evenings walking by the lake, whispering dreams into the twilight, sharing stories that pieced their lives together. Then, one night, under a gentle, falling drizzle, Elena had kissed her for the first time. That moment became the kiss of yesterday, a memory so vivid, so perfect, it would never fade from Maya's mind. But life, as it often does, had its own storms. When Elena's family had to move abroad, their promises to stay together, to make it work, started to fade with the growing time and distance. Messages became shorter, calls less frequent, until an unbearable silence became the only thing left between them. The connection they had cherished seemed to have dissolved into nothing. Now, years later, Maya found herself back in the same cafe, the place where it all began. She was hoping for nothing, yet a stubborn part of her heart was unable to let go of the ghost of what they had. As the doorbell chimed, breaking the cafe's quiet hum, Maya glanced up casually, and her heart stopped. It was her. Elena stood there, holding an umbrella, her hair still the same beautiful curls, though her eyes now carried the undeniable weight of time. She spotted Maya instantly, as if her own heart had guided her there too. "Maya," Elena whispered, her voice barely audible as she approached the table. "Elena," Maya breathed, a whirlwind of emotions catching in her throat. She didn't know whether to smile or cry. For a long, suspended moment, words failed them both. The rain outside grew louder, a dramatic soundtrack to their reunion, and the soft hum of the cafe seemed to fade into the background. All that remained was the powerful, echoing silence of yesterday. "I didn't think you'd still come here," Elena said softly, her voice trembling slightly as she sat down across from her. "I never stopped," Maya replied, her voice just as quiet. "Some part of me kept hoping you'd walk through that door again." Elena looked down, her fingers fidgeting on the tabletop. "I tried to forget, Maya. I really did. I thought I could move on. But every time it rained, I remembered you. I remembered us." Maya's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "You broke my heart, Elena." The words were simple, but they held 3 years of pain. "I know," Elena whispered, her voice thick with regret. "And I've hated myself for it every single day." A fragile silence lingered between them, heavy with unspoken emotions. The old clock on the wall ticked steadily, marking the seconds of their reunion. Outside, thunder rolled in the distance, a low, deep rumble that seemed to mirror the turmoil in their hearts. Then, without thinking, almost on instinct, Maya reached across the table and took Elena's hand. It was still warm, still so familiar, like coming home after a long journey. "You're here now," Maya said quietly, her gaze holding Elena's. "I am," Elena replied, tears finally spilling from her eyes. "If you'll let me, I want to make things right. I need to make things right." Maya hesitated for a beat, the pain of the past warring with the hope for the future. Then, a faint, tentative smile touched her lips. "Yesterday can't come back, Elena. We can't change what happened, but maybe we can start again. Today." As they stepped out of the cafe and into the cool, rain-soaked air, Elena instinctively started to open her umbrella. But Maya shook her head, a soft, genuine laugh escaping her. "No umbrella," she said, her smile growing wider. "Let's get drenched like we used to." Elena smiled back, and in that single, shared moment, the world around them seemed to fade away. The rain was no longer a sad reminder, but a playful companion. Raindrops fell between their faces, their shared laughter echoing through the stormy evening, until Maya looked up, her heart pounding in her chest. Their eyes met, and time stood still. This time, the kiss wasn't a memory. It wasn't a ghost from the past. It was real, it was raw, and it was filled with every unspoken word, every ounce of longing they had kept hidden for years. As the city lights shimmered through the falling rain, two souls who had lost each other finally found their way back in the very same place where their love had once begun. And with that, the kiss of yesterday became the promise of tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of our story. If you felt that connection, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next one.